You guys, we are back with another meal prep. Welcome back to my channel. If you're a new babe, hit the subscribe button because you're gonna want to stay. If you're returning, hey besties, it's so good to see you again. I'm back. I had to take a little break from meal preps because my stomach has been doing this weird thing again and I haven't really been able to eat food like how I want to eat food. So I thank you for your patience with me. No worries though, we are bringing them back. I feel like I got everything kind of situated. I also recognize that this is a day late. You usually get them on Saturday mornings, but life has just been lifing, and I again thank you for your patience. I'm not even going to talk your ear off. This is going to be a healthy but realistic meal prep with me. I feel like this is the direction my meal preps are going to go. Still keeping them healthy and flavorful, but I right now in this season of my life am not tracking my calories and macros. Definitely, if that is the journey that you are on, my recipes are still good to go. You just need to be more intentional about how much of certain things you're putting in there, specifically the things that are higher in calories and higher in fats. But right now I am just trying to make sure that I get enough food in my system, so calories are really not my main concern at this time. I also just want to remind you guys that my recipes are flexible, so if you don't like a certain protein and you want to swap it out, you can swap it out. If I use a nut butter that you don't like, swap it out for another nut butter. You can customize these dishes as you want to, especially with the seasonings too, because I like my stuff spicy, but sometimes people don't like their things spicy. I just want to remind you that this is just creative food inspiration for you guys to tweak the recipes that you like and add to your meal repertoire. I have 4 recipes for you today that have been literally carrying me through February, and it is February 23rd today, I think. It's the 22nd or the 23rd. It's one of them, it's Sunday. But they've been carrying me through this month and I thought I would share them with you. And with that, let's get into this meal prep. To kick off this meal prep, we are starting off with a chocolate granola. You're gonna need some olive oil, your sweetener of choice. I used honey, but maple syrup is fine. A little bit of cocoa powder, some cinnamon, and a little bit of salt. Give it a good mix until it looks like a little bit of a paste, and then we're gonna add in our oats. Once all of your wet ingredients have been combined, go ahead and add in your oats. I'm using the instant oats and adding my cinnamon a little bit later. I totally forgot, but you could add it into the wet mixture. But you could also use old-fashioned oats. Either one works. The texture is perfect each time. Go ahead and give that a good mix until all of the chocolate has coated the oats, and then add the oat mixture onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. Spread it into one even layer, and then go ahead and pop it in the oven. Now that the granola is out of the oven, I'm gonna go ahead and sprinkle on some chocolate chips. I'm using these semi-sweet chocolate chips. You can use dark chocolate or you don't have to add it. I just love an extra little chocolate touch to it. And I add it right when it gets out of the oven so that the chocolate chips kind of melt a little bit, and it'll help my granola hold itself together when it cools down. You're gonna allow this to cool down for about 15 to 20 minutes until everything is nice and set. And then go ahead and use your hands and crumble up the granola into the sizes that you want it. You can keep it chunky, you can make it really fine. I like it in the middle. For storage, you can place this granola into a Ziploc bag to keep it really fresh. I'm using these glass containers with the bamboo lid that I purchased from Amazon. My Amazon storefront is down below in the description box. All of the stuff that I use in my kitchen will be down there as well. Now, you guys know my favorite part of a meal prep is the assembly. So I've been enjoying granola as a cereal lately. So I just pile high some granola, cut up some berries, and then add my favorite milk. And girl, granola as a cereal, I think I prefer it as a cereal as opposed to just putting it always on yogurt. I mean, it does a job in a parfait, but a cereal is top tier. Next, we are getting into a BLT chicken salad. I saw this recipe on Pinterest and knew immediately that I had to try it, but I made some tweaks because I don't know, my palate might just be a little bit different. So we're gonna start off with some tomatoes. I'm using these like tri-colored little cherry tomatoes and cutting them up into small pieces because I don't normally just love a tomato, but I feel like it worked really well in this recipe. I'm also gonna finely dice half of a red onion. Try to keep it really small, maybe even smaller than the tomatoes, just to keep everything cohesive and easier to eat. When I tell you a rotisserie chicken hates to see me coming, but also maybe loves it, because I'm gonna find a way to revamp a rotisserie chicken and save me some time in the kitchen, because cooking chicken sometimes can be a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and remove all of the meat from off of this chicken. I'm using the breast, the thighs, the legs, every single bit of it. And I'm gonna go ahead and give it a good shred. I'm gonna shred it using my handheld mixer. There was chicken all over the place, but it really did a nice job. I'm gonna get this right sometime, not today, but I'm gonna get it right at some point. But shred your chicken however you want. You can use a fork. I just thought this would be a little bit more efficient, but it was more messy if you ask me. Now, if you guys don't know this, I'm less of a mayonnaise person, but when creamy salads come around, I'm trying to find ways to make it a little bit more healthy. So I supplemented the mayonnaise for some Greek yogurt, and then I'm using a little bit of this Bolthouse Farms creamy Caesar. It's a yogurt dressing, and then seasoning it pretty well with some onion powder, garlic powder, red pepper flakes. Definitely season with love. Okay, we're not using any salty ingredients because I'm gonna add some cheese later on, and I just feel like that would maybe put it over the edge. But customize your seasonings to your own palate. These are just the ones that I like, but you know what you like. Then we're gonna go ahead and assemble the rest of the salad. So I'm gonna add in that shredded chicken, followed by our tomatoes, red onion, and a little bit of green onion that I had in the fridge. You don't have to do that, that's optional. I just wanted to get rid of it before it went bad. And we're going to mix it until it's all combined well. Now, I did say that this was a BLT inspired chicken salad. I make my bacon and add the avocados the day that I'm going to eat it because I feel like it would make the avocados brown just sitting out and the bacon soggy. Spoon you out a little portion of it, add your bacon and avocado, mix it well, and enjoy it with chips, cucumbers, whatever you want to do. And you have the perfect quick and easy lunch. Next, we're gonna make a chicken Caesar pasta salad with some protein pasta just to boost our protein intake. I'm using the Brahmi pasta. I've never used it prior to this, but I actually really liked it. I thought it had a really good taste and a really good texture. And you're just gonna boil it according to the directions on the back of the package. Then again, we're not reinventing the wheel. We are grabbing a rotisserie chicken because, ooh, the idea of cooking chicken as of late has just been so daunting. I can't. I'm gonna take 2 of the chicken breasts from this rotisserie chicken. I'm gonna leave the skin on and I'm gonna go ahead and chop it into bite-sized pieces. This is really all the preparation that you're going to need for this recipe. I'm going to show you how I meal prep it. I'm just going to add the pasta, the chicken, and a little bit of cheese into a glass meal prep container. I put some romaine lettuce in a little Ziploc baggie, put that in there to keep it separate from going brown, and then close the meal prep container and added some croutons in a bag. I pop that in the refrigerator, and that's how I meal prep it. For the actual assembly, I go ahead and I scoop in some pasta, chicken, a little bit of the romaine, the cheese, some croutons, and then I add my Caesar dressing and give it a good toss. Again, I'm using the Bolthouse Farms creamy Caesar. I feel like this is the best Caesar dressing. It has 50 calories per serving, so you can use a little bit more of it without feeling guilty if you're really counting and tracking your calories. Give it a good mix until everything has been coated with the Caesar dressing. I didn't picture it here, but I've also been adding Salad Supreme seasoning into it, and it's literally a game changer. Transfer your pasta salad into a serving bowl, sprinkle with a little bit of red chili flakes, some extra shaved Parmesan, and you have a quick and easy 10 out of 10 lunch. next up, we're gonna be making a fresh chimichurri sauce with some shallots, parsley, cilantro. And I've made this on my channel before, but I didn't want it to be like a blended mixture. So I blended the herbs by themselves, kind of pulsed them so they can keep their shape and color. Then I'm gonna add that to a bowl and add in the rest of my seasonings. You're gonna need some red wine vinegar, some lemon juice, some garlic, some olive oil, red chili flakes, a little bit of dried oregano, and some salt and pepper. Mix that really, really well. And now you have a chimichurri sauce where you can see the herbs. It tastes fine either way, but I just like the way this looks. Okay, I don't know, my eyes eat first. Then I'm gonna make a steak. I have this sirloin here and I'm gonna season it with my favorite Grill Mates spicy Montreal steak seasoning and a little bit of chili powder, and I'm going to press that into both sides of the meat. You can use gloves for this. I'm just more comfortable using my hands, but definitely do what you're most comfortable with. In my house, I use hot water and soap to wash these hands. So yeah. Go ahead and sear it in a little bit of olive oil. I'm using a cast iron skillet. I feel like it's gonna give me the best crust. I'm going for a medium well steak. That's more my liking, but cook your steak to how you like it. I think I did about 3.5 minutes to 4 minutes on all sides. Once you put the steak on the pan, do not touch it. Let it get that golden brown crust. Now that my steak has been seared, I'm gonna go ahead and let it rest. I let this rest for about 15 minutes for all of the juices to redistribute throughout the meat so that it's not dry. And look at her, she looks so good. I felt really like a chef here. Go ahead and get you a knife and start to cut your steak. I definitely could have cooked this more because I feel like it was more on the rarer side for me. So I definitely popped this back into the pan off camera. If that's the rareness that you like, definitely go for it. I like to serve mine two ways. I like to pair mine with some seasoned air fried french fries and top it off with a generous amount of the chimichurri sauce, and it's literally so good. But if you wanted more of a vegetable option, I've been making these wedge salads with a wedge of iceberg lettuce using my favorite dressing. I'm a blue cheese girl, okay? I don't think ranch compares here, but that's your business if you love it. No judgments here. And I top it with some diced cucumber, tomato, red onion, and a little bit of blue cheese crumbles. Today I didn't, but I did that this week and it was so good. And then again, just pairing it with the steak and the chimichurri sauce. And here you have two versions of the same dinner. So that is gonna conclude this week's meal prep video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you've made it this far in the video, let me know down below in the comment section which recipe was your favorite. Also, just remember that all of my recipes will be down below in the description box. You can click the link. It'll literally say recipe information here. Click the little Canva PDF, screenshot it, download it. It is yours. And with that, I love you guys. I'm gonna leave you guys off here. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, be sure to turn on your post notifications. That way you can be notified every time I drop a new video. And until next time, babes, I'll see you in my next.